Okay, so for page 34, we're going to just do some more examples of long division because it's a little bit difficult. So we are going to divide each expression. In each of these examples, we have a total of 4. So for example 1, we have 2x cubed plus 6x squared plus 4x. We want to divide that by 2x. Instead of using long division for this one, although it would work, you could do it. It's just much simpler just to take these and divide it into 3 different fractions. So instead of dividing by 2x by the whole polynomial, let's take each monomial and divide it individually instead. So what I mean by that is that we're going to take 2x cubed and divide it by 2x individually. Plus, we're going to take 6x squared and divide it by 2x. And then plus, we'll take 4x and divide it by 2x. So this makes it a lot faster and a lot easier. So we've got x squared plus 3x plus 2 when we do that. And that is our final answer. We could certainly check our answer by taking 2x, the divisor, and multiplying it by the quotient, x squared plus 3x plus 2. When you distribute that, you'll get back the original problem. So you know you've got it right. On example 2, we want to take x squared plus 2x minus 8 and divide it by x minus 2. So our divisor is going to go on the outside, x minus 2, and we've got x squared plus 2x minus 8. That's our dividend that's going to go on the inside. So we'll do this piece by piece. You take the first part of your binomial x, and you see how many times it will go into x squared, or what you multiply by to get you x squared for your trinomial. Only the first piece is the only things you worry about right now. So x times x, which goes above the x squared, will give you x squared. And so now you'll multiply that, x by x minus 2. When you do that, you get x squared minus 2x, and now you'll subtract that from x squared plus 2x. X squared minus x squared is 0, positive 2x minus negative 2x. These two negatives will cancel and become positive 4x. You'll bring down your minus 8, and you'll do the process all over again. So what do you multiply x by to get you 4x? Notice we've ignored our minus 2 completely, and we've also ignored our minus 8 completely. Well, x can be multiplied by 4, so that goes above the 2x, and then you'll get 4x. When you multiply those two together, the 4 by x minus 2, you get 4x minus 8. You'll subtract, and when you do that, you get 0, which is your remainder. And so now, this polynomial x squared plus 2x minus 8, when you divide by x minus 2, is actually the same thing as x plus 4. We could check our answer. Take the quotient, x plus 4, multiply it by the divisor, x minus 2, and you would add on your remainder, which is plus 0. When you do that, you'll FOIL it out, and you'll end up with x squared plus 2x minus 8. Notice it's the same thing you would get if you were to factor x squared plus 2x minus 8. If you were to factor that, you would actually get x plus 4x minus 2. And so the x minus 2's would technically cancel each other out, and you would be left with x plus 4 if you were to divide that. For example 3 now. This one is a bit of a tough one. So in example 3, we're taking 15 cubed minus 30y plus 7 minus 19y squared. And we're going to divide that by 3y squared minus 5 minus 2. You'll notice the polynomial at the top is actually not written in standard form, so I'm going to start by putting it in standard form and decreasing powers of y. So I've rearranged it a little bit, 15y cubed minus and then 19y squared minus 30y plus 7 will be my dividend. The divisor, 3y squared minus 5y minus 2 will be on the outside. And so then we'll start our process. So only look at the first term of each of the polynomials. 3y squared multiplies by what to get 15y cubed? Well, that's 5y, so that goes up at the top above 15y cubed. Then you would multiply 5y by 3y squared minus 5y minus 2, and that'll get you this line right here. When you subtract each of these individually, 15y cubed minus 15y cubed goes away. Negative 19y squared, don't forget to subtract a negative 25y squared, which is going to cancel these out and become a plus 25y squared. And that'll give you 6y squared. Negative 30y minus negative 10y also cancels the negative and the negative, so that becomes positive. So we've got negative 30y plus 10y, which is negative 20y. And then just simply bring down your 7. You'll start all over again. What do you multiply 3y squared by to get 6y squared? Well, that's a positive 2, so it goes above there. And then you'll multiply them together. 2 times the 3y squared minus 5y minus 2 gets you this line. and now you'll subtract piece by piece. This becomes 0. Negative 20y minus negative 10y turns these two into a plus, so it becomes negative 10y. And then positive 7 minus negative 4 also turns into a plus, so it becomes plus 11. So your final answer then is 5y plus 2, which is your quotient. Your remainder is negative 10y plus 11. You'll put that over the divisor, 3y squared minus 5y minus 2. So putting it all together is going to give you your answer. Now you could check this, which is what we're actually going to do right now. In order to check it, remember from the page before, you take the quotient, you multiply it by the divisor, and then you add the remainder. And when you do this, you should get back your dividend. So in this case, we'll take 5y plus 2. We're going to multiply it by 3y squared minus 5y minus 2. So this is my quotient, this is my divisor, and then I'm going to add on my remainder. When I do that, I'm going to FOIL out. So 5y times 3y squared is 15y cubed. 5y times negative 5y is negative 25y squared. And then 5y times negative 2 is negative 10y. Start over with the 2 now. 2 times 3y squared is 6y squared. 2 times negative 5y is negative 10y. And 2 times negative 2, is negative 4. Excuse me. And we want to add on our remainder, so it's going to have minus 10y plus 11. Now you'll collect all of your like terms, and when you do that, you'll get 15y cubed minus 19y squared minus 30y plus 7. So each of these that are color-coded here are your like terms, and so you'll notice that when you add those, you do get back the original dividend, which was the top of your numerator from the very beginning. This was your polynomial at the top. And so we know we've got the right answer. And then finally, for number 4, we've got 2x cubed minus 9x squared plus 15. We want to divide that by 2x minus 5. In this case, when we do that, we're going to put the top polynomial inside as the dividend, and then the divisor 2x minus 5 outside the box, or outside the division symbol. You'll notice I placed a 0x right here. One of the terms is missing, which in this case is the linear term x. So I went ahead and put a plus 0x. You don't have to do this. It just makes it easier if you do. And so you'll start the process all over again. What do you multiply 2x by to get 2x cubed? Well, that's x squared. So when you multiply that by the divisor 2x minus 5, x squared times 2x minus 5 gives you this line here. And so now you'll subtract. 2x cubed minus 2x cubed goes away, becomes 0. Negative 9x squared minus negative 5x squared becomes negative 4x squared. Bring down your 0x and your 15 and start all over. What do you multiply 2x by to get negative 4x squared? Well, that's negative 2x. It goes at the top as part of your quotient, and then you multiply negative 2x by 2x minus 5. When you do that, you get negative 4x squared plus 10x, and the 4x squared cancel out, and the 0x minus 10x becomes negative 10x, and then you bring down your 15. Final step, what do you multiply 2x by to get negative 10x? Well, that's negative 5. Multiply that negative 5 by 2x minus 5, and you get negative 10x plus 25. Go ahead and subtract, and you end up with negative 10. So your final answer then would be the quotient, x squared minus 2x minus 5, and then minus the remainder over the divisor, so minus 10 over 2x minus 5. And that is it for your 4 examples.